Imagine this. In 1975, a scrappy prototype loses a $1 billion Air Force contract to its flashier rival, the F-16. It's written off as a has-been, but then the U.S. Navy swoops in, turns it into a twin-engine monster, and unleashes it on enemies from Libya to Afghanistan. This underdog didn't just survive, it became the backbone of American air power for 40 years, racking up kills, bombs, and even VIP joyrides for presidents. But here's the shocker. Despite being retired by the Navy, this jet is still dropping hellfire on terrorists today. What secret tweaks made a loser into a legend? And could it take down a modern drone swarm in seconds? Stick around. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the A-18 Hornet is the Swiss Army knife of the skies that refuses to fade away. If that hook got your blood pumping, smash that subscribe button right now and ring the bell. All right, Squadron, let's rewind to the Cold War pressure cooker of the early 1970s. The U.S. military was bleeding cash on behemoths like the F-14 Tomcat, a radar-jamming interceptor that cost as much as a small navy. But the Navy needed something smarter, a lightweight multi-role beast to replace the Vietnam-era relics like the A-7 Corsair for ground attacks and the F-4 Phantom for dogfights. Enter the Versatile Fighter Attack Experimental VFX program in 1973. Basically, build us a jet that fights bombs and scouts from carrier decks without breaking the bank. Congress slammed the brakes, demanding they piggyback on the Air Force's Lightweight Fighter LWF contest. Two contenders, the single-engine YF-16, sleek, cheap, and the twin-engine YF-17 Cobra from Northrop, tougher, more stable. The F-16 wins for the Air Force in 1975. But the Navy, they secretly love the YF-17's redundancy. Two engines mean if one quits mid-catapult launch, you're not swimming home. On May 2, 1975, they greenlight the Navy Air Combat Fighter, NACF, redesigning the YF-17 into a carrier warrior. Northrop teams with McDonnell Douglas, the Phantom Wizards, to beef it up, wider landing gear for rough decks, folding wings for hangar space, a tailhook for arrested landings, and 4,500 extra pounds of fuel. By 1977, it's christened the FA-18 Hornet, a nod to the buzzing insect's speed and sting, plus a hat tip to World War II's USS Hornet carrier. Secret sauce, it's the first U.S. fighter with fully digital fly-by-wire controls. Computers make it dance like a drone, forgiving pilot errors with quadruple redundancy. Gross weight, up to 37,000 pounds. And get this, early drama. Northrop pushes a land-based export version, the F-18L, sparking lawsuits over tech theft. McDonnell settles in 1985, pays $50 million, and takes prime contractor reins. Boom, from reject to rockstar. Fast forward through the build frenzy. November 18th, 1978. The first FA-18A prototype screams into the sky from St. Louis just 2 months after rollout. It's a revelation. Mach 1.8 speeds, 50,000-foot ceilings, and a climb rate that leaves phantoms in the dust. But testing's brutal. Stabilator cracks ground the fleet in 1984, fixed with reinforcements. April 12, 1980, first production A model flies. January 7, 1983, U.S. Marine Corps declares it operational with VMFA 314 at El Toro, California. The Black Knights become the first Hornet squadron. Navy follows July 1, 1984, with VFA 113 and VFA 25 swapping Phantoms and Corsairs. First deployment, USS Constellation's 1985 Western Pacific Cruise, 10 Hornets, 0 hiccups. By 1987, production shifts to the upgraded C/D models, better AN/APG 65 radar, AIM-120 AMR, AAM missiles for beyond visual range kills. Over 1,480 Legacy Hornets, ABCD, roll out by 2000, costing $29 million each, adjusted for inflation. Fun twist, the two-seater B/D trainers double as pathfinders for recon pods. And in a plot twist, the Blue Angels ditch A4 Skyhawks for Hornets in 1986, turning smoke-trailing daredevils into supersonic showmen. This timeline isn't just dates. It's the Hornet clawing from blueprint to battlefield icon, proving one jet could do it all. The Hornet's baptism by fire. April 15, 1986. Operation El Dorado Canyon. Reagan orders strikes on Gaddafi's Libya after the Berlin disco bombing. VFA 131 Wildcats and VMFA 314 from USS Coral Sea fly 200 miles, suppress radars with AGM-88 harms, and pound Benghazi barracks. No losses. The Hornet's low radar signature and NITE Hawk Night Vision FLIR make it a ghost in the machine. But the spotlight, Operation Desert Storm, January 1991. 190 Hornets from carriers like USS Saratoga and Midway fly 4,551 sorties. That's 10% of all coalition air ops. Day 1. Lieutenant Commander Mark Fox and Lieutenant Nick Mongilio splash 2 Iraqi MiG-21s in 40 seconds, aim 7 Sparrows, and aim 9 Sidewinders, turning the skies red. They loop back, Crater H3 airfield with laser-guided bombs. Marines log 6,000 hours. 1 Hornet eats SAM hits to both engines, limps 125 miles home, and flies again in days. Losses: 3, including Scott Spiker's shootdown, the war's first U.S. air casualty. The 90s, enforcing no-fly zones in Southern Watch, Iraq, and deny flight, Bosnia. Spanish EF-18S bomb a Serb ammo dump in 1999's Allied force, while U.S. Hornets from Aviano, Italy, hammer Kosovo targets. 2001, Enduring Freedom, Hornets from USS Kitty Hawk strike Taliban caves in Afghanistan, escorting B-52s. 2003, Iraqi Freedom 30,000 sorties, including Kuwaiti Hornets tanking for F-16. Tragedies, too. A Patriot friendly fires a Marine jet. Fast forward, Australian FA-18S hit ISIS in 2014. Kuwaitis dropped 3,000 JDAMS on Yemen Houthis since 2015. Canadian CF-18S patrol Libya in 2011. Over 100,000 combat hours logged. The Hornet's versatility shines. Mid-mission switches from escort to interdiction, saving lives and ammo. Shock and stat, it fired the first combat SLAM-R missile in 1991, rewriting smart weapon rules. So, what powers this legend? Strengths. Twin GE F4 DRO4 engine spit 35,500 pounds of thrust, 0.96 thrust-to-weight ratio for Mach 1.8 sprints and 50,000 feet per minute climbs. 56 feet long, 40-foot wings, 27 folded. It hauls 17,750 pounds of ordnance on 9 stations. Sidewinders for dogfights, harpoons for ships, JSOs for clusters. The APG-73 radar tracks 10 targets, zaps 6. Helmet-cued sights let pilots look and shoot. Agility. Leading-edge extensions create vortices for 70-degree attacks. It turns tighter than an F-15. Maintenance magic. Triple the uptime of F-14S. Engine swaps in 20 minutes by 4 techs. It's a jack of all trades. Force multiplier in carrier groups. Weaknesses. Range bites. 1,089 nautical miles combat radius, but afterburner guzzles fuel. Needs tankers for deep strikes, fixed somewhat in C models. Early inlets cause drag, patched with fences by 1988. Roll rates lag under heavy loads. VSF-35, less stealth, older avionics. Crashes, 30-plus U.S. losses since 1985, from stabilator failures to bird strikes. Still, 95% mission-capable rate crushes rivals. Legacy Hornets, phasing out but kicking. U.S. Navy retired in 2019 for F-35Cs, but Marines fly 179 CDs till 2030, upgraded with ASA radars for drone hunts. NASA chases X-planes in modified Bs. Exports thrive. Canada's 98 CF-18S, plus 25 Aussie hand-me-downs. Patrol Arctic. Finland's 62 wrap-up in 2025 before F-35s. Kuwait's 39 bomb Yemen, Spain's 85 guard NATO flanks, Switzerland's 26 train for Euro threats, Malaysia eyes 30 more. Australia sold retirees, some Ukraine-bound, total 8 nations, 500 plus active. Uses training, patrols, strikes. The Hornet's digital backbone enables endless upgrades. From 1970s reject to eternal warrior, the F/A-18 Hornet proves grit beats glamour. It stung tyrants, saved squadrons, and inspired generations. What's your take? Underdog, hero, or time to retire? Comment below. Like if you're hooked, and subscribe now for the Super Hornet Showdown next week. Thanks for flying with us. Clear skies, and may your wings never clip. See you in the cockpit.